Yeah, but it's good to meet you, formally. Good to meet you.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. It remind me of my old days. It's Monday. I guess you had a lot of mail, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was kind of
Damn,
hectic.
that's so crazy, man.
I
That's
thought
why I told,
you can imagine I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get out.
bro. I was just because I tell my wife I was like, yeah, he late. He just getting off. I was like, because I was always in a rush when I was working there. Like, if I'm going to like a birthday party, anything, I'm like coming in my uniform or I'm just late.
Yeah, yeah. I just won't show up.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's I guess I'll tell you a little bit about me, so you can I guess try to help me with my situation a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got out the military. I was in the military. I got out 2019. I joined USPS last year, in mid last year. So I've been working there ever since. I got a little bit of money saved up, probably about like 10 grand about now. So
Okay.
I was trying to figure out, if I could start anywhere, if anywhere, or should I just like save more money because my credit is pretty decent. It's uh around 700, I would say.
Okay.
Um, but
Ten
yeah, I don't have
thousand in
anything.
cash, 700 credit score. What's your income like at the job,
Uh,
or all
uh,
income really?
um, it's well, I guess it's right now. It's about I'll say around 1900
A
bi-weekly.
month. Oh, so that's like 4 grand a month,
Right, right. Well,
almost.
it's about 3500, just
Okay,
about.
3,500 monthly. How much debt you got? You got a car payment?
No, no.
No
Let's
car
see.
payment? Credit cards?
I have a credit card. It's like $800. I still got to pay off on it. That's the only thing I have that I have to pay
Oh,
off.
800 on credit. So you haven't started retirement, have you?
No, no.
So all right. So what's your assets right now besides the $10,000? What else to your name?
Let's see. I own I own, well, that's not an asset. Car's not an asset.
What?
I don't have any asset. Well, I have a car like paid off, but that's not really an asset, I guess.
How much your car worth?
It's a 2011 Camaro, so probably about 8 grand, something like that.
That's an asset. You know why? Because if you ever needed 8 grand or at least 6 grand, definitely you can sell your car for that.
Right.
So that's what you got to learn too. So when you basically like, you see how you look at your car. Like, I buy four wheelers, right?
Yeah.
And my mom, she always getting on me. You keep buying four wheelers and dirt bikes, but I look at it. If I got $2,000 sitting in the bank and I got $2,000 on the four wheeler, I know I can sell this. Like, certain things, it's just I know sell. If you're selling it at a fair price, so you got to start looking at it like that car. You don't have car payments on it, so it becomes an asset because if you need to sell it, you can always get $6,000, $7,000 immediately for it.
Mhm.
So, all right, and you only got $800 liabilities. Man, you in the perfect shape. How many hours a week you working?
Maybe around 60 or 70.
God,
It's a lot.
man.
6 days a week, about at least.
Where you at? Where are
uh,
you?
Charlotte.
Oh, okay, yeah, North Carolina, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, cause your last name Harris. My mom. I'm from North Carolina, and their last name is Harris. My mom's last name.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, man, it might be my cousin. So I'm from
What?
Oxford, North Carolina.
Okay. I was born originally in Greensboro.
Okay. We got people in Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely. I was like, okay. So you got a good start because you as a Harris is like, all right. He understand people.
Yeah.
So all right, you working 60, 70 hours a week. All right. What about your living arrangements? Are
uh,
you like renting, owning?
no, I'm renting right now. kind of pricey, I guess. It's about maybe 1,100.
That ain't bad. 1,100 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
1,100 a month. Okay, okay. You any kids?
No,
Okay. No wife yet?
no.
Okay, okay. So, all right. What? All right. So, all right. Ideally, what's like? Evidently, you reached out because you want to evidently quit your job and live a life that you want to live. So, what's your idea of the life you want to live?
Ideally, I want to leave the post office. Want to leave the post office. And I really just want to travel.
Why you want to leave the post office? You making good money, it look like.
No, I really just want to enjoy, myself, like, travel while I'm still in my youth.
How old are you?
I'm only 26.
Okay, 26.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, all right. So you want to travel with us?
See, that's the main. I really just want to do
I
what
mean,
I want
you
to
traveling,
do.
you got to make money to travel. What's
That's
your
true.
plan? Like, what's your first thought? All right, yeah, I'm gonna travel, but I can't just travel. I got? How you gonna survive? Just, you know what I mean? What's your
Yeah.
initial first thought on that?
Uh, real real estate.
Oh, so
I want to get to.
you want to use the real estate to be able to travel?
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to go back to school eventually because it's not much I can do without a degree, like with a decent job, or I'll be like at the post office. The
No,
post
no,
office,
no, no,
like,
no. What? No, what do you want to go back to school to get? A degree in what?
business administration.
No, don't do that, man. Listen, listen, listen. Do not do that. You are in the perfect position to take off like a rocket, right? I'm gonna tell you. So, all right, you saying you want to travel and you want to make money to live, and that's like, I mean, it's close to my. I want to do the same thing. I want to quit my job so I can do what I want to do every day. So, all right, if you want to travel, right now you making about $3,500 a month. 3,500 a month. How much does it take you to live? I only see you don't have but $800 credit card debt, $1,100 a month, no car payments. So you got a high savings rate right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
Well,
So
I got
how much
my
do you
I pay
think
my
you need to live a month? Like, how much you think you need to live a month? Like, break even, just pay your bills, nothing left.
okay. So my phone bill, that's about 100. Car insurance probably 250. So on top of that, probably
1,100 rent.
1,100 rent. Probably maybe 2 grand.
$2,000.
Yeah.
2K. Bro, that's so easy. Same thing I needed. $2,000, right? So I'm like, all right, I was making about $1,400 every 2 weeks, right? Really, when I became regular, I started making like, man, 1,100, 1,200. Your chest gets smaller when you come regular. Are you a regular?
No, no, yeah.
Yeah, so they take out, they take out all the extra stuff. So I was like, man, the check's like $1,100, $1,200. But at the same time, you got to stop working. Well, you got to you got to figure out how fast you want to get out. It is like you want to quit the post office in like a year or like 5 years, or 10 years, or 20 years.
I would say maybe 3 to 4 years.
Okay. So 3 to 4 years. $2,000 a month, 3 to 4 years. All right. You renting right now, right? You got 10,000. You in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
Okay. So you need two. All right. So basically, from a real estate point, this is what you're gonna do. You got a pen and pencil.
Yeah, hold on. I got this marker done. Hold on 1 second.
All right. It's always better to write it down because write everything. Yeah. So
I just don't have no ink either. Hold on. Okay, I'm good now.
All right. How are you learning about real estate right now?
Just YouTube videos. It's YouTube. I watch you a lot. It's another person in the because I was raised in Detroit, so I look at a lot of like Detroit real estate. Honestly,
Jay Morrison.
no, it's the lady.
Okay, But you say so you was raised in Detroit?
Yeah, I probably from the age of 3 to maybe 14, and then my mom moved
You
back to North Carolina with my dad
you
when I was
got
in high
family
school.
in Detroit?
Yeah, my mom's whole side.
So you familiar with the area.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So you got your job, you got $10,000. All right, this is what you need to do. All right, have you been looking at properties? And first of all, the learning thing. You say you watch me on YouTube. How did you say you learn best? By listening, reading, or watching? What's the easiest way for you to comprehend information?
Listening and watching. I mean, I can
Okay.
read, but I honestly, I don't really have that much time to like read books like that. So I just listen on me when I do my routes. I just listen to YouTube videos on how people invest in, and do real estate and stuff like that.
All right. You listen? Do you listen to every Bigger Pockets episode?
I probably ran across. I'm not gonna say I have. I don't recall it. I may have ran across. I didn't watch so many videos. I can't remember the names of
Bigger Pockets is a podcast with Brandon Turner. You ever heard of him?
it. Okay, no, I don't think I watched it.
Did you see the podcast I was on or no?
Who
When I,
was that?
I
Was it him?
with the white guys, yeah.
No, I seen you do like interviews with couples. Like I guess you were
Okay.
interviewing some of them.
Oh, you never seen me get interviewed?
No, no.
Oh man, I should have had sent that to you before we even talked to you.
No,
But
man.
yeah, all right, but that's even good though. So I'll send it to you. I mean, Bigger Pockets Mailman. You type that in. I'll text you it. But
Okay.
the main thing is type Bigger Pockets Mailman on YouTube, and it'll all come together probably after you watch that video too. After this, so how much are the houses? First of all, start listening to Bigger Pockets. Start at episode like I would say 50, right? Or actually maybe I'll start episode 50 and go like up, like 51, 52. And you at the post office. If I would listen to one a day or one in the morning, one afternoon. But that Bigger Pockets, each episode, at first you'll learn a lot about real estate, right? And
Yeah.
then you're gonna learn after a while it start getting repetitive. You like, okay, buy this, do this, everybody's saying the same thing. But from each episode, you're gonna pick up one gem from each person, which you're gonna be like, all right, I like that idea. And then you put that in your head, like I'm gonna do that too. Like, cause you can't, that's the problem with like social media right now. You got too many gurus telling in your head, so you don't even know, you can't even make a, a, a decision without second guessing yourself because you got this person saying this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by listening to them episodes, it might not eliminate it, you might not believe it, but you got to like what I'm finna tell you right now, and what you hear, everything you hear on Bigger Pockets, it is guaranteed to work. You know what I mean? Because that's what I did. I was listening to Bigger Pockets in the mail truck, just like you, right? And I listen to every episode, but I didn't. My dad, he'd be like, "Man, that's white people stuff. That don't work for us, right? That's fake, right?" That's what he used to say. So it kind of like, because I never bought a house yet, so I'm like, man, they saying it worked, but then everybody in my real life saying that's fake, you know?
Yeah.
So now the fact that I did it, I'm telling you, everything that they say on there for the most part is 100% gonna work. You know, it's gonna work. So that's like a guideline, so you can get your knowledge up while you're in that mail truck. Because all right, right now you need to buy like a house in Charlotte. You need to buy a duplex. So you know the price of duplexes there right now? Not really.
Yeah, that's what I was looking out because I was originally gonna do that first, but Charlotte is so expensive. Like I'm kind of scared to go in that area because the smallest it's mostly around $400,000 for like something small, even like a duplex.
How much? 400,000?
Yeah, 300. I haven't seen nothing from under 300,000 in Charlotte.
Let's see. Damn, how you spell Charlotte?
So yeah, uh, Charlotte. Take that. The out. Yep.
There you go. So this is what you're gonna be doing right here, bro. You listen to Bigger Pockets, then at night when you just instead of strolling on Instagram, you get on here and you start learning what stuff sell for, because you can't become the best investor unless you know what stuff sell for. You're a mailman too, so every house on your route you should know what it'll sell for. You know, like every house on my route, I know what it'll sell for and what it'll rent for. When I was a mailman, I still know now. So because the more information you know, the better skilled player it's gonna make you at this game. It's just like basketball. You know what I mean? The more information you know, the more like you know this person left-handed. All right, I'm gonna go right. You know? So, all right, you gonna go in here. All right, just say for instance you would have looked at this, right? You see this 189?
Yep.
You're looking at the square footage for the most part. 1224 square foot. That must be a 1 bedroom, 1 bath on each side. Oh, that's in the hood. That's bad. That's horrible. And that's 189. So I see what you're saying. The prices are crazy. Is it any small towns right by Charlotte?
Smallest town. I'm bad with the names, Ron. Probably.
Well, the main thing is what?
South. I'll say the whatever South Carolina. The next city in South Carolina. I can't remember the name, but I'm right next to South Carolina. That's probably. And it's another city. I can't remember.
Okay, but all right. This is what you're gonna do though. All right. So, for instance, you finna start listening to every Bigger Pockets episode, right? Listen to mine first, then go back to number 50 and just literally every day listen to one episode while you're in that mail truck. And that's gonna build your muscle up. Like you lifting weights every day. Boom, boom, boom. So while you lifting weights, at night, you're gonna start looking at Realtor every day, hit new listings and just scroll. Every day it's probably in Charlotte, it may be 40 new listings. So now you know, like say you see a listing and it say 1,500 square foot, 3 bed, 2 bath, 84,000. But you know, you see that all the time, and it be at like 140,000. You know, so now you recognize it that quick because you look all the time. You know, properties in that neighborhood don't normally be like that. So that's what you're looking for when you look on Realtor. So if I was you, I would go to look in Charlotte and whatever within a 15-minute drive of Charlotte, look in them areas too for multifamily, because right now you got a house hack. You heard that term yet? You heard that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so and the tricky part about this real estate, and you want to quit your job, you don't have to discuss or you don't want to have to rely on anybody. Because say you right now, you go down the street, you find a guy, he want to sell his house for 100 grand and you know it's worth 150, right?
Right.
You know, the worst thing is you are not in position where you can purchase the home. Always keep yourself in position when you come across a good deal, you can buy it. So by keeping yourself in a good position means always having a down payment, stashed away, and always having your credit score ready, you know? So, all right, that's the main thing, because you don't want to rely you want to get out your job. So you don't want to rely on, like, people say use private money and all that stuff. Don't get involved with nobody. You got to, because the more people you get involved, you learn from your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but don't make no big mistakes. You know what I mean? Always, you can ask me or just YouTube it, before you make a decision. And that's going to be like how to go. So you get in position. What are your advantages you think you have? Do anybody in your family own real estate properties?
Not multiple, no. As far as I know, I'm the only person that's thinking about doing this in my whole family.
Wow. Or the dad and mom side, not one person got a house that's paid off?
Oh yeah. They own. My mom, she owns her own house, but just one house, one property.
Okay. That, I mean, you see the reason I'm saying that, because see, like, people don't know, like, my first, like, how I got started. I was working at the post office, and I took out a line of credit on my dad property, you know,
Mhm.
and but he like, I had to basically, nobody just gonna let you take out a line of credit in the house unless they trust that you're gonna make money with their money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So say your mom has paid off. That's like, all right, you got that in stash, you can get a line of credit. You might not have to use it. You don't have to use it right away, but you're in position to buy a deal if it comes up. Now
Right.
you can say, hey, how you say your name?
Yep.
Otto. Say, hey, Otto buys houses. You can say that now because you got a line of credit. Otto buys houses cash because you got a line of credit now. You don't tell people you got a line of credit. You just tell them, hey, somebody selling a house, let me know. Because then people start bringing you deals, And one of
Mhm.
the things you look for too is look for like all the old black people in your area or in Detroit or like your parents' age, they own rental properties, right? And
Right.
that's who you try to buy from. Try to buy from people who want to sell to you. So the best, like me, I'm young black dude, right? I
Right.
tell a lot of older black guys or women, hey, I'm trying to get into real estate. I buy houses. I got rental properties. And guess what they say? Oh, my sister, brother, they own a house. They've been trying to get rid of the house forever. But older people, if they making money, like they ain't gotta sell it. But if they want you to buy it or want the right person to have it, they'll sell it.
Right.
So instead of like a lot of people like on social media, they like advertising all this stuff. They looking on the internet every day. No, you reverse psychology. Look for people that like you who own rental properties because that they gonna like. It's easier to buy a house when somebody want to sell it to you. Like one house we bought in North Carolina. The house I bought in North Carolina, the guy we put up the house was listed for like 46,000. Some other guy put an offer in for like 44,000. We put an offer in for 41,000. The guy accepted our offer lower just because he wanted black people to own it.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? Like that he had a black realtor, we had a black realtor, and he was like, no, he want to keep it in a, he want a black person to own it. So that's like your advantage. You can't be like go away from your advantages. You got to go towards your advantages.
All right.
So that's
All right.
one thing black older people want. They want to see us have generational wealth. So
Mm.
what's better than selling to a young black guy that's trying to get in, do better?
Mm. I never
So
thought of that.
yeah, don't talk to people your age about real estate because they don't own no properties. People like uncles and stuff, that's and grandma. Like most of the people I buy houses from are like over 60,
Mm.
and they just like they like taking the money and enjoying retirement and just getting rid, and they sell it for a discount because most likely it's paid off. They own it so long. They don't
Mm.
really need to get the full price.
Right.
So all
Right.
right. So all right, you finished start looking for all right houses. You got $10,000 saved up, right? So 3% of 100 grand is 3,500. Have you got pre-approved yet?
No.
Okay, see, and that's the thing too. You work at the post office, you got to that's like your biggest advantage too. So you got your first advantage is all right, you gotta make sure you know all older black people who own rental property, you know, make sure
Right.
they know who you are. Second, that's one advantage. Second, you work at the post office. When I was at the post office, you go to Academy Mortgage in Charlotte, right? Write that down. Academy Mortgage. That's the a loan company, but
Okay.
they don't do loans like under 50,000. But Wells Fargo do loans like under 50,000. So you got a bank account at your credit union.
I have a Navy Federal credit union.
Oh, that's even better. You don't have to use none of them. I said go to Navy Federal. Yeah. So you start with Navy Federal first. That'll
Okay.
be your best bank. So you can use VA loan, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, you got endless possibilities, man. All right, so this is what you finna do. You finna look for a uh uh so you gotta do this. You gotta look for a property. The main thing about real estate is cash flow. You know how they say is the market up or down?
Right. Mm.
It doesn't matter about don't when people talk about that, use be ears and retain information. Retain it, what they think. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because no opinion is right in that situation. Nobody knows whether the market is going up or down. So it's speculations. But the part people miss is like me, right? You at the post office, you trying to get out the post office. Only thing you want to see is $1,000 rent and your mortgage, insurance, and taxes add up no more than $400 to $500. So that means each house you buy, you profited $500 after you pay the mortgage and taxes and insurance. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the trick that people like don't really even talk about as much. But that's the groundwork. So you got to start looking for a multifamily. Look for either a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you you take the number. Let me see. You got to write these numbers down. 178 divided by 1350. Okay, so I write the price divided by 130, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at this house. This you see this house right here. It's a 325,000, right?
Yep.
That's a multifamily home. Let's see, it might be a duplex. 4 bedrooms. I'm assuming that's a duplex. All right, that's a brick duplex too. Brick houses. Don't buy wood houses. Brick houses, concrete block houses. Don't be buying no manufactured homes either. All right, so this house is so you do purchase price divided by 130. So this property right here is 325,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 130. Your monthly payment is $2,500 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say this house each side rent out for 1,200. 1,200 plus 1,200 is what? 2,400.
Mm-hmm.
That automatic. You see how that's a bad deal, right? Because your rent ain't even covering the mortgage.
Right.
Yeah, and that mortgage number, that 130, is a average. That's not exact, but you're gonna be close, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, you looking for if that was 325,000, you got 2,500. It's a duplex. You need 400 on each door, so you need to make $800 profit. So your mortgage 2,500. You need to make your rent should be $3,300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just but
So
profit.
yeah, that's what you're looking for when you on here strolling. So once you do enough calculations, you already know. Like, all right, so my duplex, right? I'll give you an example. Say you find a duplex for $100,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the duplex, you got to put down. You use your VA loan, all right? You use a VA loan. VA, you got to put 0% down. So what your advantage is? Write this down too.
Mm-hmm.
You got a VA loan. You can try to buy your property. You can go a little bit. You can go asking price and ask the seller to pay your closing costs. So for instance, say you wanted this duplex right here for $395, and it was probably worth $390, right? Say you really wanted to offer $390, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always offer the full price, and always offer whatever you really want to offer $5,000 more, and ask for the seller to pay closing costs. So say you really want to offer 110, offer 115, and ask seller to pay by your closing costs.
Okay.
Because now you practically gonna get in a fourplex or a duplex with 0% money down. So you can get in a house and literally get $1,000 back at closing with this VA loan. I just did it, man, the other day. I had a lady, she said she could buy, she said she had no money. And you know what I did? I stopped, I was like, I can't help you. It's too hard to help a person with no money, right?
All right.
She had a VA loan. She used the VA loan, which is 0% down. And the lady wanted $180,000 for her house. We offer 185 and asked the seller to pay the closing costs. So she literally got like $500 back at the closing table because like prorated taxes.
Wow.
So imagine that you could do that and you still have your 10 grand. That'll be 15 grand by then.
All
Now
right.
you got 15 grand and you go look for a single family house. So the first step is you always live in don't always, you're going to try to house hack every year. So your goal is to buy either a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. It doesn't matter what you buy first. You got to buy one of them though. You know, it's
Right.
best. The more units you can get, if you got a down payment to afford a 4 unit, you get a 4 unit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and just ask the seller to pay the closing costs, and you can get in with 0% money down. And when you do this VA loan, your number, you don't want to, you're not going to make $500 profit a month. If you can make $200 a month off each unit, so you buy a fourplex and you can profit $800 a month, that's a good deal when you're putting 0% money down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you putting 0% money down, you want to cash flow at least $200 to $300 a month, because technically once you use your VA loan, you can only have one VA loan at a time, right?
Mm.
So you use your VA loan first. So you move in this fourplex, 0% money down. All right, boom. After that, you stay there for a little bit, right? You look for another duplex, triplex, or fourplex, but this time you use the FHA loan. You know what I'm saying? You got to put 3% down. So now you have a VA loan with a fourplex. Now you got a FHA loan with a 3% with another fourplex. You got 8 units and you only put 3% down, and you get the sellers to pay the closing costs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you offer a higher price, like if you can get a loan with no money down, because while you're at the post office, the best thing you can do is be flashing that W-2, because once you leave the post office, for you to get loans, it's gonna be much harder. So if they're gonna give you the debt on a real estate property, and you're gonna don't buy it if you're not gonna cash flow now. I'm not saying like you buying a house because it's gonna appreciate in 3 years. Don't do that. That's speculation. We are, this not even like the stock market. You know how people are like losing money right now. If you know that house rent for $800 and your mortgage gonna be $300-400, the rent not gonna drop to $300, because then that means we'll be renting too. We won't even buy houses, you know.
Right.
So the rent gonna always go up, and the longer you own the property, the more rent you're gonna get. That's just how like it works. Every time somebody move out, you raise it $50 no matter what, because like my houses, like when I bought my duplex, I started at 600. And I owned that. That was 2 years ago. Now I'm at 750 a month. You know, because say you dealing with somebody and you got $1,000. Now a year later, you still dealing with this roommate in your room, but you got $10,000. How more likely are you to put up with his bullcrap?
Yeah, not too much.
Because you got 10 grand now. So the longer you own the rental property, the less debt you own it, and the more money you're making every month.
Right.
You know. So now I got a big old bankroll, and somebody moving out. Well, let's raise it $100, because it can sit empty for 2 months. I already made this much anyway, you know.
Right.
Which in this market, it's not gonna sit empty 2 months. I'm just saying that's what happens though, when like you see people who own houses and they not rushing to rent them out, because now they made so much money off it already. It's so much easier to get a great tenant than rushing and get a bad tenant.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because your tenant, if you wouldn't like, you can choose the best quote I heard was, you choose who walked through your doors of your houses. So when I first got my properties, I was kind of like anxious to get it rented out. So I was like, people call, they look for a house to rent, I just rent it to them, right? They got the money, I rent it to them. Well, you let them through the door. I let them people through the door. So the fact that they turned up my house is my fault. You know what I mean? So you gotta, when you buy these duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, if no tenants in there, you got to get new tenants, and you do it. You run when you start your first one duplex or fourplex, you run it like it's a big corporation, no matter what. So you give receipts. You try not to text as little as possible. That's one thing always end up happening, is this day and age, texting, and you end up becoming, I don't tell my wife you become friends with them, but they don't take it serious sometimes, you know?
You wait with the tenants?
Yeah, texting, like a lot of times they like end up texting about the rent, like, oh, I can't make it, you know what I mean? And at the beginning, I was just texting all my tenants back. And I was like, all day I'm just texting my tenants back because they got issues. Now I became like the texting landlord. And it's like, hold on, what if they was living in an apartment complex? They can't just text their landlord. They have to wait till Monday, 8 o'clock. And then
Right. I got a question about that. So if let's say like my first property, since I'm more than likely trying to get a like a duplex, and
Right.
since I'm staying in there, would I what should I like let them know that I own it, or should I just get like a property manager to handle it, or like just stay behind the scenes and like I collect the money and stuff, but have somebody else handle it, or do I let them know like I'm the owner of this? How does that go?
I'm gonna tell you, that's a great question. I'm trying to get it back to the stop share. All right, that's a great question because you know what happened. I on it. Hello.
Hmm?
Oh, okay. In that same situation, I I was listening to podcasts and I heard so many stories. Some people say, don't tell them you own the property. Some people say, oh, I show up, I'm the new owner. Nice to meet you, you know. So you really have to go to your personality. You know, if you feel comfortable telling it, because one thing about it, all right, you when you tell the tenant it's your property, you are the direct person for any decision to be made. So, hey, my roof's leaking. All right, you the person to fix it. So what helped me out is I'd be like, I do have properties with other people, so I'd be like, okay, let me talk to the other people about it, and we'll make a decision. You know, I never try to. I used to always just make decisions right then and there, and sometimes I don't think I can make the best decision because you want to say yeah, but like right now we got a tenant. She want to put floors in our house, and it's she want to pay for the floors, but we pay for the labor, and it's like, but we not ready to spend $1,000 on doing floors right now. But I feel obligated, you know.
Yeah,
So I tell the tenant, it's just not me involved. It's multiple people. So right now, you know, we're not going to be putting floors in. Maybe in a few weeks when things calm down. But it's really up to you. You know, my thing is, it seems like when I tell them I'm the owner, they feel like you making all this money. It's just weird, you know. And all my tenants
yeah,
could be my dad or my granddad. They all older than me, pretty much. So I really, they know I own it. They know deep down inside I own it, but I never say it. You know, I always be
mm,
like, I say I own it with me and my wife or me and other partners, but I don't really. I try to stay away. Honestly, I try
yeah,
to run like a business. So like I got my dad. They call him for which called maintenance issues, and a lot of times I show up, you know, because I'm the first person they meet. But it's really you don't. I can't really answer that question. You have to do it, and then you will see. You know.
mm,
That's one of the things. Because me, I be trying to you try to help your people out. And one thing about being a landlord, if you being too nice to them, they'll take advantage of it. You know.
yeah, yeah,
So that's my biggest thing. I be trying to be nice to them. I want to help our people out, but I realize it don't help. You
yeah.
know,
They
it just
push the
don't work.
envelope. Yeah,
Yes, yeah, they push it. So now I'm strictly like, you know, dotted line. Before I don't let anybody move in. I go through the rules up front. You know what I mean? Like I tell them I'm gonna be traveling. I don't be here a lot. So if you're the type of person who can't get a plunger and go plunge your toilet because some stuff, this is not the house for you. If you think, you know, because a lot of times they become like your child, your children.
right, right.
And you know, at the post office, a carrier who always call back to the office to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like figure it out sometimes. Just what you
Yeah,
think the best decision is. You know,
yeah,
somebody knocking on your door and it's 1 o'clock at night. Don't call me. You call the police. Like, you know,
yeah,
but you the landlord, so they gonna call you for every single thing. So like some people, I don't suggest you get a property management because my like it's a dude on real old school real estate. He was on Instagram. You ever seen that guy? Old school real estate.
no, I don't think so.
Oh man, yeah, he passed away, man. But he
Mm,
was freaking from COVID. He was my
mm,
mentor, man. He was one of my guests on my podcast, and one thing he told me, he was like, George, you know, somebody watching over, like property management companies watching over your your properties. That's like having somebody watch over your wallet. Who gonna if you leave your wallet sitting there and we at Disney World, like yeah, you telling me to watch it, but I'm not watching like it's mine. You know.
yeah, mm,
That's what you basically saying because I walk around my properties, I see papers on the ground, I pick it up. My lawn man not gonna pick it up. It's not his property. They doing a job to get by. Property management doing a job to make money. So they not gonna, like, when I go to Lowe's and I need a water heater or a refrigerator, and they got refrigerators that people brought back. Property management, they not gonna go look at that refrigerator that somebody brought back just because it got a little dent on it. They gonna go buy you a brand new refrigerator. So you lose a lot of money letting somebody else run your business, Like, the real estate is a business, so you got to treat it like that. And anywhere you can save and make expenses, that just buckets that you're gonna have to buy more properties and do the things you want to do in your life,
Right. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I think once I get a certain amount of properties, I would start a property management company, because I want to be like, how you go to Chick-fil-A and you get good customer service. That's the type of service I want to provide for my properties. And I don't trust any other, property management that's going, if say you got 25 houses, and you give them all to them to watch them, you got enough money to start all you need is a maintenance guy,
Yeah.
So and then that's the thing too. You starting out, you trying to get a post office. You want to try to buy in good neighborhoods, but the cheapest houses in the good neighborhoods. So you look at the neighborhoods. If you got homeowners in that neighborhood, that's a decent neighborhood. But if the whole street ain't nothing but people renting, you probably want to stay away, because what I found is it's hard to sell a property where it's nothing but renters, because renters don't take care of their yard. So that's one thing. When you buy these rental properties, you're gonna start once you start getting established, you're gonna come across deals where you can flip them too. But be careful, because you come across a deal is in the hood. A flip, you can't really flip properties in the hood, because people who buy properties in the hood are not people who got money to buy a house. Don't say, I'm gonna buy a house in the hood, because most of the time when they can afford to buy a house, they move into like a good neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really flip houses in the hood. So you gotta be careful. I tried to do that a couple of times, but I never saw everybody who I tried to sell a house to, they couldn't get a loan. So you end up selling to an investor who gonna rent it out. So an investor gonna want it at a 20% discount, So that's one thing. But your main thing is the cash flow. And you just, like I said, know what everything rent for, so you can figure out what you're looking for. Like, you got to know how much you want to spend on a duplex, how much you want to spend on a triplex. So I recommend spending like $70,000 a door. So like, you can find a duplex for like maybe 140, 150, and you calculate it. You want the rent to add up at least each unit at least 200 positive,
Right.
So you got a duplex. At the end of the month, you want to make at least $400. And that's the only reason the number's so low is because you're putting 0% down.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because once you start putting 20% down, say you was to put 20% down that same deal, you'll make like $600-$700 cash flow. So that's your main thing. And you look out for properties. Try to buy properties from family members, because you already got 10 grand. You need to go get pre-approved like soon as possible for the maximum amount you can. They're gonna ask you for how much you want to get pre-approved for. I would say 250, 300.
Right.
And they might be like, oh well, you only approve for this amount. So now you got a top amount, because like I started out with $50,000 houses. Now I'm selling $170,000 houses. So basically, like, you start out low, but as you go up, you're gonna start selling, buying bigger and bigger deals. So it's best to what I say, try it. The faster you can scale big, the faster it's gonna happen. What you trying to get to, financial freedom,
Right.
Like my first house, it cost me 130 grand. My brother, he's 6 years younger than me. I was like, get as much loan as you can. Man, he at the post office right now. He got a loan for 250 grand. So he bought we was able to have more options and have more equity, because we found a better deal, and they give you more options, But I was just thinking, like, most people like, well, start off small because it's your first house. Yeah, you can start out small and have a little nice house, but that doesn't mean it's your money is making money for you, the most money. Because like, if you got 1,000 in the stock market, I got 100,000 stock market, we both getting 10%, but my 10% is 10 grand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you look for cheap properties in good neighborhoods, and Airbnbs in Charlotte. So if you do find a good deal, always look at Airbnb, because Airbnb is a way you can quit the post office. But just remember, if you buy Airbnb, that's more like a hotel. You got to have cleaning crew. There's a lot more expenses, you know.
Right.
But that was how I got started. I had 2 Airbnbs, and the Airbnbs were like cash flow. I mean, they booked out like 25 nights out the month, you know. So yeah, so that's a good cash flow, you know, and that's what you need once you quit working. You need a lot of money coming in every month. So that's what I mean. That's the main thing. Did you have any other questions, like as far as what I said, or?
Let me see if I can think of. So so as far as when I go to get the like the estimate of what I can take out for the loan,
Right.
is that for the G? Is that just for is that for the GI, like not the GI, the VA loan? Is that the same thing, or is that just for like a generic thing, like to just see how much I can get, or is that what I can
No,
get?
you coming to get a pre-approval letter.
Okay.
You want to get not pre-approval. You want to get pre-approved, and she's gonna say, "Well, what's your idea? How much?" You say, "Well, my idea is I'm gonna buy a multifamily, maybe a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex. Because when you buy this duplex, not only are they gonna count the post office income, they gonna count the income for the other unit. So if it's 2 units, you're not living in 1 unit. That second unit goes towards your income. If you got fourplex, now you got 3 extra incomes on top of your post office, you know." So you tell the loan officer, you know, you want to apply for a loan, and your goal is to try to buy like a 4 unit or 3 unit or 2 unit, a multifamily of the 4 units with a VA loan.
Okay.
And she's gonna pre-approve you. It should be high, because the fact that your only thing will keep you not so high is your down payment, how much money you got to put down. But at the same time, if you got like a parent or something, like it's only with the VA and FHA loan that you can get a gift. So somebody can gift you the money. Like, but if you buy like a rental property, a conventional, nobody can give you the money to buy. Like, I can't be like, hey, I got 20%, you go buy it. You can't do that. But for a first time home buyer, because they want more people to buy homes, you can, like, parents gift them the money, long as they got the money to make the monthly payment. So say your down payment for like a $400,000 house, oh, you don't got to put 0% down. So yeah, you good. You don't have to worry about down payment. Only thing you got to worry about is closing costs. You ask the seller to pay your closing costs, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Tell your realtor you want the seller, like, you pay your closing costs. Because if you can get in that first house with 0% down, you still have an FHA loan open. And an FHA loan is only 3%. So you can immediately start looking for a loan, you know? And when you talking to these banks and stuff, don't over talk yourself. Give them just enough information. Whatever they ask for, tell them. You don't have to go into detail to tell them, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get, you know what I mean? Just say what you want to do. If they just say what they ask you, because like one of my biggest thing was trying to explain, like, a lot of times these loan officers don't even know about this stuff, you know?
Right.
So they like looking at it weird, like, you know. So I say, just, you know, you don't, because now that I told you this stuff, you got a lot of information that you're gonna be learning off Bigger Pockets. So you already know what they're looking for. They're looking for, you got steady income and you got a good credit score. Why can't I buy a fourplex? It's $400,000. Each unit already got leases for $1,000 each. So that's the $3,000 on top of your $3,500. Now you make $6,500 a month. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when it, you know, and when you get that going through the loan process, a lot of times people, you know, get frustrated. A loan is the hardest thing to get, you know. So the best thing about it is whatever they ask for, just try to provide it exactly what they provide. Don't give them no extra, no less. You know, they ask for statements for 2 months from this statement from this bank, you give them that. If you got money in other account, but you don't really need to show that, don't show that, because the more information you deliver, the more likely they're gonna be discrepancies in what you're trying to do. It's all a game, you know.
Yeah.
Like we was just buying a commercial building, man, for $55,000. Wells Fargo really like snagged the rug from under us. They just like took it out. Yeah, man, it was crazy. You can't really say it's racist or you don't really know, but it was a good deal. And they said they not gonna do the loan. They just denied it. And they denied it because of mistake. But when that happened, you have to start the whole loan process over. So it's like it's crazy.
It's real
That's
tedious.
Yeah, it's tedious, yeah. And you don't know who for you and who against you. When you give the bank the zip code, the property in, you know what I mean, all that stuff. You know, I can't say it's everywhere, but I don't know if they want to give the loan. This is in the hood. This house we was trying to buy a commercial building. You know, if you give the loan for it, it's gonna make this place look better.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
like a poker game or something.
yeah, yeah. It really is. I One thing I was doing was talking. Like, I'm a realtor too, so that's one thing you can think about getting. You can think about getting a real estate license if you can find the time to get off work to get them. You know,
Yeah,
but you get your real estate license, it's gonna be a plus because now you not only as you know the market, you gonna come across more deals because you're selling houses, helping people buy houses. So that's I wouldn't get my license to be like the best realtor in the world because
hmm
you said you want to travel and whatnot, but it's such an advantage because you can you learn so much about real estate. You know on the buying side, the selling side, and the real estate agent side. So you like the total package, and nobody once you got that knowledge, you kind of like unstoppable. You really just got to keep your credit good and your money so that you can buy houses without people depending on other people.
so about the credit, should I just pay? Because I can pay my credit card off like completely and be okay. But I guess it's should I just like pay it off slowly and just
No, no,
I
no,
guess
no. No, pay it off. No, pay it off. You really need to get more credit. That's the only credit card you got?
yeah, that's it. That's the only credit card I have.
Yeah. Do y'all have a Zales there?
Like the app.
No, Zales like a jewelry store.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you need to go to like a jewelry because the thing about credit is
Mm.
like say like all
I've
right,
seen your video on that.
yeah, you
Uh,
seen it. So having a whole bunch of line of credit like you having a that's like having a whole box of money and not even using the money.
right,
They like
right.
this person is a reliable person. He got all this money and he ain't even touching it. That's all you really want to show. You want to show I am strong enough to have $100,000 in credit and not even touch it. Because most people can't do that, you know?
Yeah. So
So
it's
that's
like
all you're
another.
showing.
It's almost like another line of defense then, like having credit.
Yeah. You
I,
don't, it's not, I mean, you use it once you start buying these houses now, and you're gonna be using credit cards maybe to fix it up or buy supplies, but you always keep your credit good because after you buy this fourplex or duplex, you're gonna get your LLC. You open up the LLC, and now like your business credit is based off of your credit. So like now to the point where I use my credit to get my business credit cards and business line of credit. So now everything I do is in business because only thing I use my personal credit for is rental property or real estate. So as long as I keep my personal credit at a 700, I can do anything with my business credit because they run your business credit off your personal credit for the first like 2 years. So you see how you right now you got good credit, right?
yeah.
If you was to have your say you open up Harris Realty LLC, all right, now you got your EIN number. You got an LLC. You go to Wells Fargo and be like, hey, I want to open up a business account for this LLC. They're gonna say, okay, thank you. You're gonna put $100 in there. They will be like, oh, it's ask you, do you want to get a business credit card? Sure. They will be like, how much you want to apply for? All right, you got 10 grand, ask for 20 grand.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Now they're gonna give you a $10,000 business credit, but your business credit score is totally different from your personal credit score. So now you might have, your business credit is different from your personal credit. Your line of credit, because you got $50,000 business credit, it's not gonna show in your personal. So if you mess up your
Oh.
business credit, you can always get another business and start all over. But you don't want to mess up your personal credit, you know?
Right. Credit card. I'm writing all this stuff down.
Yeah. It's so crazy. The last dude, because like when I first got off Bigger Pockets, when I got interviewed, I had a lot of people hit me up, just for information.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like charging like I think like $45-$50. But if the people I was getting, they were like they were like people who go to all these seminars and stuff, but never actually do anything. So I raised the price up, and now like everybody I talk to, like you doing right now, are buying houses, bro. The dude, I would think it was like 3 months ago. Like he didn't buy the house I told him to buy, but he bought a property. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's all about having brain capacity. You specializing in this information. Now, like you like me, I might wholesale a house, I might flip a house, I might rent a house. You just want to have the total package to do all of it. Like the Henry Ford, they were like, he didn't know everything about cars, but if you asked him like what tires going here, he knew who to call. So
It's like you can't wait. You can't wait for like the perfect moment. You have to just do it. You
yeah,
have to really just jump into
wherever
it.
the perfect moment called for. Some people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I'm a flipper." Oh, what if that property cash flow $1,000 a month? You gonna flip it? That's dumb. So I go with the flow. Some years I feel like I might have more rental properties. Some years I might have more flips. But like last year, we started doing the flipping thing, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So even this year, we're doing a little bit more flipping than rentals because I'm coming. Like once you become real good at it, I'm at like the finding deals. You got the top tier. That's people who buy homes with their kids, their wife. They paying the house worth 300. They'll pay 300. Then you got the second tier who like they might buy that 290. They might get a 10% deal. Then you got the third tier. They like investors. They looking. They pretty decent, so they get it. They get at 20% discount. Then you got me. I'm at the bottom of the barrel, the C. You know,
Mm.
getting deals at like 30 and 40% discount. So it's all about how good you get. The lower you get, the better meat you're gonna have in the bones. So a lot of my deals, every single house I bought, I can literally flip or rent, and it'll make at least 30 grand profit on the sale, except for my duplex. But I knew I was buying it for cash flow because multi units is cash flow.
Mm. So, what another question I have was so about the like the closing costs.
Mhm.
So this thing like this is a thing like with me personally, like I'm not like a punk or anything, but I'm extremely non-confrontational. That's why I was considering like getting a property manager and stuff because I don't even
You
know
talking about
how do
this?
you ask.
You talking about you talking about the closing costs?
Yeah. Now, how do you ask like people like, hey, do you like do you want to
Oh,
close this for me, or like how do you go about asking them like to
no, no,
actually
no,
pay for
no,
this?
no, no. The closing cost is the mortgage people charge you that. So like the mortgage, say you go to your Navy Federal, right? They
Yeah.
gonna charge you like maybe 4,000. They charge you 4% of the purchase price. So if it's like 200 grand, it's gonna be like 6 grand in closing costs for the buyer. You're gonna have a realtor help you buy a house. You tell your realtor when y'all submit the offer,
Yeah.
you gonna be like, hey, I want to ask the seller, can they pay my closing costs? So he gonna write in the contract, all right, Harris offer $250,000 for your duplex. With
Oh.
contingencies, the seller covers closing costs or closing costs up to $5,000, something like that. But the realtor would know. That's on that part. So you're not really asking the seller yourself. You're really
Oh.
telling your agent you tell your agent at the beginning, like, hey, I want to look for a deal and I want to see if we can offer a higher asking price, but let's ask the seller to pay the closing costs. Now, if you come across a crazy good deal or a good deal in general, maybe you don't want to ask for the seller and closing costs because when you ask for the seller to pay closing costs, your offer is a little weaker but it can be strong. Say offering 200,000, they want 200 grand for it, and you offer them 205. And ask them to pay closing costs because they still get that 200 grand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you was talking about as far as the like, wait, you talking about as far as with the tenants being non-confrontational, like just dealing with tenants and property management?
Mm.
That what you saying?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I after you explained it, it kind of made sense to just go ahead and probably just deal with it for the best to, you know, to have money in my pocket. But
Yeah, no, definitely when you get 1 or 2 units, it's definitely you got it. You can't have a property management for 1 or 2 properties. That'll be crazy. But I mean, use your resources, you know, because I'm pretty sure like somebody you know close to you may enjoy doing that part better, you know. So you on the house act, you can do it first because you live in next door, whatever, you know. Even and this is what I did too, because a lot of times you when you buy this duplex, you don't want to live in the hood, right? You want to
right.
live in a good neighborhood. So what I did was I actually Airbnb'd out my other part. So that covered like my mortgage almost plus $700. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
fine.
say you buy like a duplex downtown Charlotte, it's nice, laid, but the mortgage $1,500 a month. But you know, go on Airbnb, look up whatever this it look like, and see how much they
Mm.
rent for a night. So they might rent for $100 a night. If you know you're gonna rent 25 nights out the month, 20 nights if you decorate it, have it looking good, you know, and you seem like a responsible person, like people who own Airbnbs who you know you take good pictures, you know, respond to the people, you're gonna be you can charge you know a good rate. So yeah, but I mean yeah, as far as starting out, you just I mean the best way to do it, be straight up, have your stuff together, have your shit together. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
when you have your paperwork together and it's less talking, they know you mean business, you know? That's how I
You're right.
look at it. Like, it is what it is. Like, and then before you rent out, like, even check back in with me because, like, it's certain things I just got burned on. In which, even if I tell you what I got burned on, you still gonna get like, tenant gonna move in, and then a month later, they gonna have a cat. You like, you didn't tell me you had an animal, you know? Or
Mm.
next thing you know, they got a relative who came down and visit. They don't live here, but every time you ride by, you see their car there. How you
Mm.
deal with that, right?
Right.
You can't prove they don't live there. Their car was there, it looked like they live there. So it's things that you're gonna see, and it's you know you're gonna go through that. But buy 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 low, you know, just buy low cheap properties in neighborhoods where you feel like maybe you would have stayed there once upon a time. Or maybe you're a mail carrier, you can tell what's the rough. Don't buy the properties that you know that's gonna have a hard time collecting rent, or the properties that's gonna need a lot of freaking work. Don't do that. Buy properties that are in good, decent shape that don't need too much more than paint and you know stuff like that.
Mm.
Maybe paint, flooring can get expensive. Kitchen, if the kitchen need cabinets, that get expensive. Bathroom get it real expensive. You know, drywall get expensive. So just be careful. Don't be going like you might look at something like, oh, I can fix that up, but your first time doing it, it's a lot more than what it looked like because you start, you know, ripping walls out and stuff.
Okay. Am I going over the time limit? I don't know how much.
I mean, yeah, we about to wrap it up. It just
Okay.
whatever questions you had. I mean,
All right, I got one more question. This is my last
yeah,
question. So as far as like the you said my agent will handle like my closing costs and the contract and stuff. So do I have to find an agent? Do I look for one?
yeah, you gotta get a realtor. So I would suggest, I would like just find somebody who bought a house before. You know what I mean? Who sold a
Uh,
house and find out who they use as a realtor. Because you
okay.
don't really want to use anybody. You really want to have some kind of rapport with
Connection.
a realtor. Yeah, connection. Because it's just like I think when I got married, the pastor, I didn't know him. So like he did it and stuff, but it wasn't like a connection, you know? Because he can't like relate. I mean, or say no, you know what I mean?
I know your
So
story.
yeah, so I feel like a realtor who you can sit down and understand like what you're trying to do because you're trying to do something specific. You know what I mean? You're not trying to just buy a house to live in for the rest of your life. You buy an investment property technically.
Right.
That's what it is because you're gonna stay there for a year and then you're gonna be gone. You're gonna buy another one. You know,
Right.
and you just you know you really can't at the post office. You know, when you let the carriers. I mean, you can let some of the carriers know. You know, hey, you see a nice house on your route, look for sale. Let me know because you really want to. You don't own a house right now, so you want to buy a house for you to live in, a house hack, before you buy an investment property. But after you buy the house hack, now you might start be looking for other stuff, And you really can't. Nobody at your job, any people at your job, you talk about this.
I try, and it just goes like one day after the other. They not on that. I guess they just do their own little thing. So I try to get little information from certain people, just so, like subliminally try to.
Yeah,
They're not into that type of stuff. So I just try to get information and wherever I can.
yeah. That's like most of the people. I ain't gonna lie. Most of the people, my wife still work there and my brother work there. But I think like because I had a lady call. I called like, and the crazy part, bro, I got houses on just about a lot of routes that I used to do mail on, right? So one lady, I got a house on like two. I got two houses on her route, and I was asking about one of that commercial building I was trying to buy, about who stayed there, or whatever, and she was saying, yeah, she couldn't answer the phone the day before because they gave her a piece on a route. So I was like, geez, you know what I mean? I remember them days. So then the next day she called me and she was like, yeah, I was off the day, but I decided to come in. Like, you've been there 20 some years, you was off the day. Why are you coming in? It don't make sense because it's like you really a rat and they really think they're running faster, but you're really going in circles. So
Yeah.
like a lot of my supervisors when I was at the post office, they couldn't put their finger on why George is on the I would like once I made regular, I think like December, and I quit in like April or May. And they was like, that was so dumb of him. You just made regular and he quit. But once I made regular, I didn't help nobody. So I was on like the 8-hour list. And they couldn't put that finger on why is he not trying to make money. And I wasn't trying to make money. It was just the fact that like I only need like once you save up enough money, you only need the money you only need that job to get loans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once you buy this property, you get a loan. And like if I got 10 grand in the bank and working at the post office like you are, I'm using all the other time to think, because like you working extra hours to make more money is not gonna really add up. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna add up how you think it is. For some reason it didn't. Like everybody I know who worked the most hours always had the least amount of money. Like I worked the least amount of hours, but all my homeboys at my age at the post office, they had a lot less money than me because it's like they didn't even have time to think to do the right thing.
Yeah, they could manage it. They didn't have enough time to manage it.
It was just buying Jordans on release day. It was just I couldn't see myself spending my money so fast, but working so much. So I was like, you know what? Like even like you just getting off late tonight, like it's like, how can I explain it? Your money is like soldiers working for you. So like you got to put in the work, to get out of that post office. You got to. If you just keep spending on liabilities, you're never going to escape the rat race. You're going to just in the same circle. And you got to go. You might have $1,000 left after you buy the house. But if you buy a duplex and you got $1,000 left, first you're going to get that security deposit. You're going to get, I was buying houses with $1,000 left, but then as soon as I get it ready, they pay first class security to move in. So now I'm back up $3,000, So you're gonna take risks. You're gonna be thinking I'm making the right decisions, not. But if it cash flow, time make up for everything. If it's a bad deal in 7 years, it'll be the best deal you ever made. Because it's gonna appreciate,
Yeah.
Like everything that I bought, I thought at the time I maybe got a decent deal. They all like at least 30,000-40,000 worth more now.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like people think you don't really know what's gonna happen to the world, And
Right.
and say it was to crash and all the values go down, I don't think the rent gonna drop $500 because people still got to rent. So you're not really worried about the value. You want that cash flow.
Got it.
Got it.
I appreciate it, man. I done learned. This blew my mind. I learned a lot. So I
Yeah. The main thing is that, like, cause you're already thinking about what you got to do. You just had to figure out. Stop listening to so much stuff on YouTube and Instagram. Don't listen to that stuff no more. Just go do it. Like, cause you're gonna have a lot of knowledge, but the best knowledge is gonna be when you actually go do it. It's still like, yeah, and it's like, man, it's like, it's crazy. if you really, if there's something you really want to do and you're passionate about it, I mean, your life would change. That would be crazy. I couldn't imagine, like, people always ask how much would they have to pay me to go back to the post office. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I just hated it, bro. And it's like, you got freedom, like I take my son to school and pick him up every day from daycare. And I work harder now, but it's big strides. Like you work hard today. Yeah, you work hard today, but only a little bit. It didn't really improve your life, your net worth today. You know what I mean? You made money, but your net worth, like I say, like when I was at the post office on my day off, it felt like I made 10 grand because on my days off, I was maybe mowing my yard, cutting my trees. That all make the value of your property go up, I might not make that money that day, but it's enhancing my lifestyle. So you got to look at it like that. You got to stop working 67 hours a week so you can start, you know what I mean, retaining
working
this stuff.
For myself.
Yeah. You start breaking it down, work least as possible, because if you start, like, the best thing about it is kind of like, if you not making no money, you'll figure out how to make money. So like one of my things was when I first had my son, I was out of work for 3 months. Them 3 months was a test to see if I could survive without a job, So I was cutting yards, doing all kinds of stuff, but I managed a little bit. I did have to go back to work because I was like, all right, I messed up some too though. But you gotta take away the income in order to really dig deep and figure out what's your purpose, And you can check out Miles Monroe YouTube Purpose. You ever heard of him, Miles Monroe?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man, all right, so you got all right, watch Bigger Pockets Mailman. That's my episode, and then it'll kind of sum up all this stuff together, like different stories. And then you got like when you're on the mail truck tomorrow, you can start episode 10. I like Bigger Pockets beginning episode because they were like raw then. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like watching Coming to America, the first one. You seen the second one?
No, I ain't seen it yet.
But it's like the Coming to America, the first one. You seen that one?
Yeah, I seen that.
All right, that's how I feel like the first Friday. I feel like that teach you more about smoking weed than how to,
Right.
So that's what I like about Bigger Pockets. It's like it'll break it down. Simple people back 7 years ago, and you be like, holy crap, I can do this. And that's what and then Miles Monroe, Dr. Miles Monroe, on YouTube, go to his most popular videos, start from the top one and just go down, because that's going to put a manhood, being like just having good character with the brain power of the specialized knowledge that you finna try to get in real estate. So you take the specialized knowledge in real estate and you put it together with the hair side of you, like that, like just like knowing you walk on this side of the sidewalk, she walk on this side, or just different shit that he, as a total package, is gonna put it together. You just merge them, like knowing your purpose. Like your purpose.
Some of it, I don't know if I know the whole thing yet, but
what you think? What you do so far?
Help and motivate people around me, and motivate them to think different.
What? So you feel good if a person have the same mindset as you?
No, not the same mindset, but just don't be like everything. Be like their environment or what they see. Try to think outside the box.
Okay.
As far as like my family, like cousins and stuff, I always try to be the one, like, I guess, to take leadership, try to do something different, try to be like a positive person, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. No, they definitely need that, because like I ride in the car with my little cousin, they be playing like I remember they playing one song, like every song they would shoot him, kill him up. I'm like, damn, who y'all shot, who y'all killed? And now we just like that. And I'm like, you putting that stuff in your head, that's why people, like, you start to become it, if you listen to it, I think. And that's crazy.
I'm like, I try to tell them, like, okay, that's cool. You can listen to that, but you don't have to be. You can be cool and still be positive, and make something of yourself. That's my main thing. That's why I really want to do stuff like this, so I can show them, hey, you don't have to, get a boring old job. You can do something you like, or something you can enjoy your life. Other than doing something crazy.
Yeah. All my like little cousins stuff, but they look up to me like I'm Superman because they like because they all hate their job. They hate their job, and it's like they like, and they don't even know they know what I do, but they don't really understand it because their brain, they still like 16, 17, but they think it's fun. And that's only because like, you gotta like your little cousin them, you gotta do it first.
Exactly.
And then they go see your lifestyle.
Exactly.
But you gotta go ahead and do it. Yeah, you gotta do it because you got to, bro. Because nobody, like you said, nobody in your family ever owned real estate really that you can get a handout. So you really gotta just buckle down and just, you're working 6-7 hours a week, you got to turn that money into making more money for you. So, like, after you buy this duplex, you're gonna be making $3,500 a month plus an extra $500. Now you're making $4,000 a month. But like, even today, like today, I think, what's today? The 8th.
Yep.
And I got sent rent check from $400 from one apartment, then $400 from another apartment. So it's like, that didn't even take up no time though, and it got sent. I did other stuff, work for other people, you know what I mean? And got paid less money. So the rent is like, it's like a never ending oil cycle. It's just always drip. Even if they late, it's late. They pay late fee and all. It's still dripping. I don't care if they pay late fee every month. They pay it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, so you got my contact now. So hopefully, if you find any deal you need me to look at, you can just shoot them to me. But you gotta go ahead and get pre-approved real soon.
Okay, man, I appreciate it too, man. I really appreciate it. I'm a fan of your YouTube and stuff too. I'll be looking forward to more videos and stuff.
I had to slow down, man. I'm finna sell some property, and it's kind of like my biggest property I'm selling. So like, it's actually hard to even YouTube because I'm really in it in real life,
Yeah, right.
Spinning and doing it, but it's so much, it's fun. Like today was Monday and it went by so fast, and I had so much fun, because it's like, I'm finna put this property on the market. So I put it for 200,000 or 190. Like, what kind of problem is that? Should I list it for 200 or 190? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's good problems, but it's like, it's fun to see what's gonna happen, So that's like, if you can withstand it, that's the goal right there. Hey, did you seen the episode when I gave this college student $100?
I said I didn't click on it. I seen it. I read it when I was walking.
Hey, everybody hated it. They were like, you gave 100. The title said 100,000. But I gave it to, but like, it's just like, that what you want to do to your nephews and stuff, like, just like give them inspiration, because like, he's just walking. I'm like, bro, like, a lot of people don't even want to even come to the meeting or try. If you just like try to, like, I didn't think I could buy a house at first. I was just messing around trying, and it actually happened. I'm like, oh crap, I can buy a house,
Yeah.
But that's like, if you just go outside, show up, and like, a lot of things like that. Like, people be telling me, don't, like, I went to a conference, a big real estate conference. You heard of Ben Mallah?
No.
Oh, you hear a lot of people, man. Ben Mallah, he like worth $200 million, but he had a real estate conference here close by, West Palm Beach. I'm like, man, I gotta go, man. You know what I mean? He this close. My cousin, like, man, you wasting money. There's gonna be 1,000 people there. You're not gonna get to talk to that guy. But I went there, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, real estate, you gotta ignore other people's opinions because they only see it this view. They don't see what you see. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you quitting the post office, nobody there see you quitting. They think you're gonna retire there.
Right.
So I freaking, in my mindset, I was like, okay, I'm going to this conference. All right, I rented my dream car. It's crazy, a F-150, right? I like F-150s. 2020, rented F-150. I put on my suit, like a suit I never wear, a nice suit, right? I went down to the conference like I was gonna speak. So I got there, and the crazy part was, nobody. They were asking questions and stuff, and I realized I was like the most. I had the most properties at the freaking conference. I'm like, you know what I mean? I was like kind of confused. Like, everybody like, no. They were like, how many people own no properties? Like, everybody hand went up. How many people own one? How many people own two? And then I'm like, what the hell? Nobody, are they coming here? You know what I mean? So, But the crazy part was the dude, the main speaker, when he came in, he came right to my table. And it was just off me. I had already like put in my brain that I wanted to meet him. So you know what I mean? So I went there like I was a speaker, even though I was just a regular person. So I think just like following your gut feeling. And like I showed up to the event. I spent $100 on gas. I mean, not gas, but $100 on a truck, put on a suit. I spent $50, I think, on the ticket, all on a risk to meet somebody. And I actually met him. And now I work with him. You know what I mean?
Put it into fruition.
Yeah. So, and that was the first time I like that morning, bro. I literally, there's one thing I do too. You gotta start like on your way to work. Make sure you pray. Like, boom, pray. You know what I mean? At night, pray, because like a lot of people be like, all right, like right now, I'm explaining a lot to you that I don't ever tell nobody, right? So you take it for what it is. But at the end of the day, they be like, how you don't work? And I'll be like, I work for God, because like the other day, a dude told me, Jesus told me to call you. I thought somebody named Jesus told him to call me. He was like, "Nah, man, I had your card a while back, and you know, Jesus told me to call you." I'm like, "That's crazy," because I say I work for God. I didn't tell him that, but I know I work for God because I don't be knowing how people get my number. Like people call me off YouTube, like all kind of crazy stuff. Like I have a delivery service too, like moving business. So I don't even advertise that because you don't really want everybody knowing everything you do.
Right.
You know. So that's one thing I found from YouTube. Like people calling me about certain stuff. I'm like, no. I gotta wait till stuff bypass and then I can post it, you know?
Right.
But that's like what I was trying to get to. I was saying, I met him and worked for him, but just following your gut, you know, that's the main thing.
I'll do that. And prayer. Keeping.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Prayer, yeah. Because people always ask, you know, why you quit your job. I was like, I'd be telling them, like, literally, bro, God made me quit my job. Like, because I wanted to quit. I thought I was gonna get fired because I was like, I misdelivered stuff. I was like, man, I gotta quit before I get fired. And I ended up like he like pushed me out the door. You know what I mean? You listen to my Bigger Pockets episode, you'll see the whole story. Mm-hmm. But it's like I didn't choose to quit. Like he made me quit. So you gotta like I always said, if I was to quit working, because I used to always blame not going to church because I had a job at the post office. So like the other day, my pastor seen me in the neighborhood. He was like, "Man, I ain't seen you at church in a while." And I'm like, "Dang, you know, God and got me out of a job and I'm successful. And now I don't even go to church on Sundays." And I used to always, that was my excuse. You know what I mean? Mm. So like that's the main like thing. I don't even know how I make money or nothing, bro. Like every day is just like you depending on the earth. Like, you know how like farmers depend on water to water the grass.
Sure.
I'm listening to the universe. So when a hurricane come, I put up not signs, but advertise. I'm putting up shutters. So now all of a sudden I'm booked. People got to put up shutters. So I follow, like once you start working, you learn how to adapt and live off the universe. You know? Right. So you can't do that. A lot of people get 50 and 60 and then try to do that. And then they got to end up working at a grocery store because they don't even know how to function without a job, you know? Mm-hmm. So just got to do it, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So I'll send you a copy of this too. Hopefully I recorded it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's my first time recording. Because I told my wife, I was like, because I always have people, you know, asking me, but I could blur your face out or something and like maybe do like advertisement. I don't really advertise like that, but you know, some things
cool. It's cool, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. That's dope, man. I can. Oh man, years later, I can go back to this video and look at it.
Yeah, that's see, dope. That'd be crazy. Yeah, see, that makes sense because I ain't gonna lie. If you go everything I just told you, you ain't really got to go. Like a lot of times, people try to approve what I just said to somebody else. You ain't got to prove to nobody, bro. I'm telling you for a fact. Like you see that house, like that's a house right there. I'm finishing up, but what I told you is real. There ain't no fake or funk or nothing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can tell, man. That's why I called you, man. I watched the videos. You seem like a real genuine person. Now, I could have called a whole bunch of other people, but you seem like a genuine. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, bro. Hey, they got you. You work every day during the week?
Man, just about. About 6 days a week most of the time. They try to
Yeah.
call me, but I play the phone.
You're what position?
CCA.
Oh, you're a city carrier too. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. It's like these jobs work you like that. So you in order to start a business, you need time.
Yeah.
So when you working 6-7 hours a week, you can't get nothing started for yourself. You're too tired.
Man, it kind of feels like a sick mind game they play, because they know that you're tired, you're worn out, but they know how much they're paying you as well. That you can't just leave, you can't just walk away. What are you gonna fall back on? You need the capital.
They were so mad, man. I had an old white man there. They were thinking I was selling drugs and all, man. Because I went in, like I had took off like a week or two. I went in, I told the supervisor I had a piece of paper. I'm like, yeah, I'm retiring. And she was like, whatever, go do your route. I'm like, no, I'm serious, you know? And so she was like, what? She couldn't believe it. So I was like telling everybody goodbye. They were like, yeah, you leaving? I'm like, yeah, I retired. They were like, you only been here 5 years. How you retired? And they were really like, some people were really mad, like, hell no, you ain't leaving here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just funny because I was telling them, like, they were like the old white man, they think they got all this sense and stuff. Like, I got this retirement. I've been here 20 and 30. But they ain't got nothing to do with life. You know what I mean? Like,
everybody have a different path. That's what it is.
And the guy, he wanted me to ask my phone call now. He was like the shop steward. And he was telling me, George, you gonna be doing my route, and I'm gonna be in the mountains. I'm gonna call you and check on you. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be here. You know what I mean? And now I call him, he won't even answer the phone. You know what I mean? But you know, that's why I say it. But it ain't all me. It's with God too, because a lot of things, like I got a lot of properties with like just blessings. You know, so you start telling people like right now, like when people ask what you are, what you do, don't ever say a mailman no more. Say I'm a real estate investor. Because then when you say that, people always know somebody that got some property, you know? And when they think to sell it, they're going to come to you first. That's what you want. And especially if you're a realtor, you know, because you can sell it or buy it, whatever.
They ain't gonna come to me if I'm a mailman.
Nah, I was even in the hood in the street, bro. They be like, they knew me as like, oh, he buy houses, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a freaking mail. Like, I used to tell people that, and then once I realized, like, damn, that's dumb. You know, I'm not really a mailman. I'm just in this costume. I'm a mailman while I'm in this truck. Not even while I'm in the truck. I was a real estate investor, bro. I was out there. I knew every person who owned like big landlords in the city. I had met them all from the mail route. So I had all their numbers. You know, just I could look at a guy and be like, yep, he owned that house and his tenants or whatever, you know. So they would give me a lot of tips and advice.
Oh wow, yeah, I ain't never thought of that. Yeah, there's no reason to call myself a mailman. I don't get nothing from that. Yeah.
Nah, man. And you know the crazy part about it? It was like I had like my homeboys. They always told me, they were like, man, but when you were at the post office, you either come here in your uniform, or if not, you like rushing, cause like you always, you know what I mean, on the go. But nah, I ain't no mailman. You just, and one of the things, if you ever notice how white people treat you in your uniform versus out your uniform, you ever walk in Walmart. I used to walk in Walmart, like maybe after work, and like everybody's speaking to you. I'm like, damn, you know, you're the mailman, I guess. But then you take off the uniform, and like, boom, you back to that person who could be anybody.
Oh,
you know?
I felt that in the military. When I took that uniform off, it was day and night, man.
See,
it's completely.
And I don't like that, because you still the same person, you know.
Yeah. I take that.
The same person.
I take the uniform off. I'm a suspect.
Yeah, you're a suspect now. Yeah. And that's how like it'd be crazy. Like even in the mail truck, please get behind me. I'm like, oh shoot. And then I realized, oh, I'm in the mail truck.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. They're way better too. They're way better.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as I get in my car, it's like you're a different story, you know? So I I just like, once you know the information, like that's why a lot of people that's expertise, like what's the dude name? That actor, not Tom Hanks. The guy who put that check in his wallet, you know what I'm talking
about? Checking the wallet. I'm not a good movie person. I can't remember.
Damn, the funny guy. He played Mask. What's that guy name?
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah. Like Jim Carrey doesn't have to, like Dave Chappelle, they're all specialized in their passion, their purpose. So you don't see them, or they don't have to try hard because they just being themselves. So that's like the best way to do life. Just be yourself. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Cause even like right now, like a lot of my friends, everybody go out, like it be party and stuff. But I don't know. I enjoy traveling. Like the same old stuff. Like my friends stopped growing. They like everybody stopped right here, and I'm kind of like elevating, and it's kind of getting uncomfortable because I just got different priorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just you just standing the lone wolf.
Yeah, it kind of is because like I take care of like my whole family, so and like everything kind of I ain't gonna say pressure on you, but like if I'm gonna go have fun, I'm probably gonna go on a trip or go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Experience is different.
Yeah, the experience is way different. And then it's like that's I mean that's it's gonna happen once you. I mean that depends on I guess I got certain friends that fit with, but at the same time, once you go on this journey, you can't really ask opinions, especially if nobody in your family don't own a property. What they gonna tell you? Like I'm going through that right now. I got a lot of older men work for me that like contractors and stuff, and they telling me all the stuff I'm doing wrong on this flip, but at the same time, I think I own way more houses than all of them, and I bought more houses in their lifetime than they have. You know,
Mm.
so it's like it's frustrating because they only see one star. They like me. You will see it when you start doing it. You got to figure out what works. You know, me like I get a house. I don't try to get it perfect. Put it together, sell it. Leave. I don't put it for the highest price. I put it just right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's it. I'm finna take it in.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So anytime you got a question, you just hit me up on Instagram or whatever.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah.